It was a moment so awkward, so revealing, that it left the hosts of The View scrambling to save face. Sunny Hostin, the show's self-proclaimed expert on racial dynamics, tried her best to steer a conversation into her usual territory. But what happened next was nothing short of embarrassing. Stay tuned, because Hollywood legend Billy Dee Williams wasn't having it. And the way he handled her will leave you absolutely stunned. The show starts with the typical fanfare, and Sunny wastes no time diving right into what she clearly thought was going to be her big moment. "So honored to meet you," Sunny gushes, before quickly shifting the focus, as she always does, towards race. She asks, "You did start in the industry at a time when few people of color were on TV and in movies. As a black man, a brown-skinned man, you could practically hear the record scratch in Billy Dee Williams's mind."
I'm so honored to meet you. I will be honest, I'm just looking at Lando Calrissian in my mind, and Lady Sings the Blues and Mahogany, and just, right? That's all I mean, just incredible. So you did start, as Whoopi said, in the industry at a time when few people of color were on TV and in movies. And
His response, a calm yet pointed, "Well, everybody's a people of color, aren't they?" And just like that, Sunny's attempt to racialize the discussion came crashing down.
Everybody's a people of color.
Yes. Well, a black man.
Well, a brown-skinned man?
Brown-skinned man.
Sunny tries to recover, asking about Billy's struggles in Hollywood, likely hoping to pull some inflammatory soundbite she could run with. But Billy doesn't take the bait. "I don't know," he says with his signature smoothness. "You just live moment to moment and do what you have to do. You find ways to counter whatever you're up against." It's here that you realize Billy isn't interested in making this about victimhood. He's focused on perseverance, innovation, and staying true to oneself. Values that clearly flew over Sunny's head.
And early on, you struggled to find work, being offered either stereotypical roles or nothing at all. And you write about it sending you into a depression. Did you ever think about quitting? And if you didn't, what kept you going?
Well, I don't know. You know, you just live from moment to moment and do what you have to do and expect things to not always go your way.
Yeah.
And you just find the ways to be innovative. And you find ways to counter whatever you're up against and move forward. You invent, you create.
Go along, yeah.
You know, you become part of the science of the universe.
Well, and you also get some pretty great opportunities. In 1971, you got a big break starring with James Caan in the TV movie Brian's Song.
No, it was a very special experience. You know, it was. I always say it was an act of love. The whole experience. You know, it's one of those moments when everything comes together.
Yes.
You know, it's rare, but that was one of those moments.
I think it was a movie before its time, in that it gave a lot of men everywhere permission to feel some of those things they didn't always get that. It wasn't always allowed.
One of the hosts tries to shift the mood with some light humor, quipping about Carl Jung. But it's Billy's insights on masculinity and gender identity that truly take the conversation to an unexpected level. He speaks about animus and anima, the male and female counterparts within us all, and shares a thoughtful perspective on gender fluidity. It's a nuanced, intellectual take that leaves the hosts, well, confused.
Well, I was a follower of Carl Jung.
Oh, yes.
And
I dated him.
he coined the phrase anima animus.
Yes.
And anima being the female counterpart of the male self, and the animus the male counterpart of the female self. And I always, in fact, I was talking about it. And
Sunny's face says it all. This was not the direction she wanted things to go. But the best part? Billy doesn't stop there.
What was that phrase, the gender phrase, what do you call it?
Oh, toxic masculinity?
No. It's
Binary, fluidity,
Fluidity?
gender fluid?
gender fluid.
Yeah.
Gender fluid.
Yeah, and my daughter got very excited about that.
Did she?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because she's a liberal.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Those damn liberals.
So,
When Sunny attempts to pivot again, this time towards socioeconomic disparities, Billy expertly sidesteps her attempt to oversimplify the issue into one of race alone. Instead, he highlights the broader picture, pointing out that class and opportunity often outweigh skin color in shaping outcomes. It's clear Sunny expected Billy to jump on her narrative, but instead, he dismantles it with grace and intelligence. And when the laughter erupts, what can only be described as a villainous hyena laugh from the panel, you can sense their discomfort. Billy wasn't giving them the talking points they wanted, and the hosts had no idea how to handle it. Sunny, trying to salvage her position, doubles down, saying, "Your argument that race has no place in that equation is really fundamentally flawed."
Socioeconomics picks out people in a better way than race. When you do look at the socioeconomics, you see the huge disparity between white households and black households. You see the huge disparity between white households and Hispanic households. So your argument, and I've read your book twice because I wanted to give it a chance, your argument that race has no place in that equation is really fundamentally flawed.
But Billy simply smiles, unbothered, and lets his wisdom speak for itself. His calm demeanor was the ultimate power move, making the hosts' frantic attempts to regain control look even more desperate. This isn't the first time Sunny Hostin or The View have tried, and failed, to race-bait their guests. But seeing a legend like Billy Dee Williams shut it down so effortlessly, that was something special. The hosts' reactions, Joy's nervous laughter, Sunny's visible frustration, revealed just how out of their depth they were. They invited a Hollywood icon expecting a predictable narrative, and instead, they got a masterclass in handling divisive rhetoric with dignity and class. So, what's the takeaway here? Billy Dee Williams didn't just school The View. He reminded all of us that there's power in rising above petty narratives. His focus on unity, perseverance, and self-awareness stands in stark contrast to the divisive, surface-level discussions that have become a staple of daytime television. What do you think about how Billy handled himself? Do you think Sunny was out of line? Share your thoughts in the comments below.